Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be giving my reaction to the two games that happened today. That being the Seattle Seahawks with a masterclass kind of game with the Rams, and then a very much defense heavy first game with the Patriots versus the Broncos. I'm going to start off with the game that just ended about 25-30 minutes ago. The Seahawks beating the Rams in a way that I thought they were not going to be able to do. I believe I said in the prediction video that if any team was to score 30 points, I thought it was going to be the Los Angeles Rams, and if they put up 30 points, I believe that they would have won that game somewhat comfortably. But instead, we got the opposite, where it was just it was a game that the Seahawks obviously scored 31 points to win the game. Um, Sam Darnold looked very, very good, and you saw that in I think their first drive when he had that 51-yard completion to Shaheed, and from there it looked like all right. The Seahawks they seemed like they have control. They got a 3-and-out start of the game, and then immediately scored a touchdown. And then you just kind of felt like, all right, that's going to be the game for the most part, it seems. They force only 3 points for the Rams. Then they go in and have this great drive, and you're thinking they're going to score a touchdown again. And the Rams found a way to get some stops when needed in the red zone and forced the field goal. And then the Rams got momentum. They picked up the momentum after that play where they got, I think, another field goal, I believe, to make it 10-6. Then they stopped Seattle, and then more momentum happened from that, where they were able to score a touchdown to make it 13-10 late in the second quarter, I want to say, with about 3 to 4 minutes, I believe. And that was too much time, it seemed, for Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks, because they jumped in and immediately scored a touchdown as well to end the half, where it was 17-13, where you could look at both of these teams and say that was a great half by us. You know, the Rams want to finish stronger, and Seattle wants to kind of tighten up on that defense just because Matthew Stafford was having a great first half to that point, or not to the point. They had a great first half. I thought after watching that first half that I believe that the Rams had the upside there. Did I think they were gonna fully do what they did in the third quarter? Sorry, no, I didn't think that they would score 2 touchdowns. But I'd be damned if I told you that I thought the Seahawks would also score 2 touchdowns in that third quarter. Sam Darnold and JSN have such a great connection, and this game showed it. I think he went for like 10 receptions for 150 yards and a touchdown, JSN. Kenneth Walker started off the game really, really hot with like his first 7 or 8 carries. He had like 35 yards. He didn't have a great time after that. Obviously, as you see, the fact that he finished with 62 yards on 19 carries. Kyron Williams didn't really do much for the Rams. They've used Blake Corum for the most part. But yeah, going back to how it started the second half. So the Seahawks, they get stopped by the Rams defense. They kick the punt and shanked the Rams punt returner just muffed the catch, just muffed it, and wasn't able to make the catch. Seahawks recover it. The next play, a touchdown pass from Sam Darnold to make it 24-13, and that's when I thought this game's done. I don't think the Rams are going to be able to come back. But I was once again wrong with this game. This game did not go the way that I thought it was going to. It was actually a very great game. These last 2 games that the Rams and Seahawks played this year are Game of the Year candidates just because of how the offense has found ways to beat the defense. But the defense also tightened up when it mattered most for the winners, that being the Seahawks. But yeah. Then after that, it was 24-13. Rams immediately score a touchdown to make it 24-20. And then you saw the Seahawks score another touchdown, make it 31-20. Rams put up another 7. And then the fourth quarter, this became a quarter that was like you're on your tense, at the edge of your seat, just being like, all right, who's gonna find a way to make that great play when needed? The Rams had like a 7-minute drive where they get to the fuck. What I'm trying to say. I forgot a key part. Sorry about that. I forgot a very key part in this third quarter. Um, it was 3rd and 12, and the Seahawks defense got a very, very important stop. It was gonna make the Rams most likely have to make a punt, and instead Tyreek Woolen gets a taunting penalty, which is just not what you can do. Um, it was really bad. The team was kind of just being like, "Yo, what are you doing, dude? You can't do that." Gets a taunting penalty, 15 yards, and then the next play, Matthew Stafford decides to target Tyreek Woolen with Puka Nacua, who just made a nasty route and would score a touchdown, which would make the score, I believe, that 31-27 in the fourth quarter. Going back to that now, it was just who's making this play around 7-minute drive. I believe there's like 4.5 minutes left. 4th and 4 at Seattle's like 8-yard line, I want to say. And Matthew Stafford throws it to a guy who is just not open at all. And then you look at the replay, and it's like, if anything, his receiver was the defender when it came to where the ball was placed. It wasn't a great throw. It wasn't a great choice by Matthew Stafford. That was one of the few bad plays he had, though. He played phenomenal today. Both quarterbacks played phenomenal. Really, both offenses played very, very great football. But Seahawks got that stop when it mattered most, when they absolutely needed it. And then they kept the ball the rest of the game. And made some gutsy plays where, no, they didn't keep the ball the rest of the play. Sorry about that. Where they had some gutsy calls. That throw to JSN on 2nd down was a call that I thought you were just going to run the ball there until 3rd down. Decided to go for it. And then they did it again in their next time where they get a holding call from the Rams, which gave them even better field positioning. The Rams were able to get a stop, but by the time that they got the ball back, there was 25 seconds, and they had to go about 92 yards for a touchdown. Matthew Stafford throws the ball down the middle to Puka Nacua. He's able to catch it. By the time they spike the ball, there's about, I want to say, 12 seconds, I believe. Maybe less. I think there's more like 8 seconds. They needed one more play to get it closer so they can get the Hail Mary attempt. Matthew Stafford throws the ball. Puka Nacua around the sideline. Puka Nacua catches it, but his knee stays in bounds. And that is how the game ended. That crucial, very important tackle to keep Puka Nacua in bounds solidified the game. And Seattle is going to Levi's Stadium on February 8th to play in the Super Bowl for the first time since 2014. The Minnesota Vikings said, we're going to try J.J. McCarthy. And what happened? Sam Darnold says, all right, I'm going to get a contract with the Seattle Seahawks. And in 1 year, he has taken the Seattle Seahawks to the Super Bowl. Mike McDonald, who was a great coordinator defensively for the Baltimore Ravens back in 2023 when they got the 1 seed, becomes a head coach for the Seahawks. And in 2 years, has taken this team to the Super Bowl. Very pumped for the two of them. The fans, for the most part, I fucking hate you guys. The team, I don't know the Seahawks, but you can't deny that what they have done this year defensively has been phenomenal. JSN has been probably the best receiver. It's either him or Puka Nacua this season, and congrats to the Seattle Seahawks for making it to the Super Bowl. All right, let's go to the next game. The New England Patriots versus the Denver Broncos. The New England Patriots winning 10-7. This was very much a defensive battle. There's going to be a really big call that's going to be talked about most likely tomorrow on all the um, like sports channels, sports shows, which was the fact that Sean Payton decided to go for it on like 4th and 1, 4th and 2 when they were in field goal range. I believe early in the second quarter, I want to say, where they're not able to get it, and you look at the score, and it's 10-7. If they got that field goal, it would be 10-10, and there may have been overtime. Another play that's going to be talked about is how the Patriots even got the touchdown was because of Jarrett Stidham throwing the ball backwards, barely throwing the ball backwards. The New England Patriots were able to recover it and then get that touchdown a few plays later with a Drake May, I believe, rushing touchdown, which Drake May didn't really do anything today. I just see from 10 of 21 for 86 yards. I do want to say that I believe he had like 60 rushing yards. So he did his own on the ground. Wasn't much of a passer today. But you didn't really think he was going to just because of the fact that the Broncos have an elite defense. Jarrett Stidham, outside of really one big play, which was a 52-yard completion to, I believe, Marvin Mims in the second drive of the first quarter, I want to say, which led to their one touchdown drive. Other than that, there wasn't a whole lot from him. This game became this game turned out to be two different games. One where it was, for the most part, good weather, just cold. And then with about 5 minutes left in the third quarter, it became a blizzard game where it was just so much snow everywhere, which made it become a very much defensive battle where the Patriots, I think to start the third quarter, had a 9.5-minute drive to get 3 points to make it 10-7. And from there, it was basically just, all right, the Patriots are going to try their best to keep that ball so this Broncos don't have a chance to score. And that's exactly what they were able to do. This game was really hard just because, this game proved somewhat to me that if Bo Nix was playing, I think they'd have a much better shot of winning this game. That the Denver Broncos being that team, that I thought that they would have a much better shot if Bo Nix played. You can't take that away from the Patriots. At the end of the day, you play whoever is in front of you, and they were able to do enough. Christian Gonzalez, who got beat for that 52-yard play early in the first quarter, in the fourth quarter, got the game-sealing interception with Jarrett Stidham throwing it. Kind of the same route, to be honest. Underthrows it. Christian Gonzalez is right there. Gets the interception. And then from there, the New England Patriots keep the ball to end the game. This was just... And then Drake May, to end the game, gets that 7-yard rush, kneel down. And, this rebuild that was supposed to be the New England Patriots, they go from 4-13 to 14-3, win 3 straight games in the postseason, and are now going to Levi's Stadium to play in the Super Bowl on February 8th. That is huge, huge. There's been the Giants are still trying to rebuild. The Jets are still trying to rebuild. The Cardinals have been rebuilding since 2008. maybe 2015. I'll give them since 2015. But the Browns still trying to rebuild, got a new head coach. The Patriots nailed the head coach with getting Mike Vrabel. Drake May had a phenomenal second year. Defense played really great in these 3 postseason games. Going into the postseason, the talk was the Patriots just haven't faced a lot of great competition. They faced 3 of the top 5 defenses, I believe, in this postseason run. Beat all 3 of them. Their offense did not look great, but when you're going against a top 5 defense, you can't expect it to be all that great. But a win is a win in this league. You can't blame yourself for who you were playing. And I'm excited for the Seahawks versus Patriots on February 8th in 2 weeks. That should be a great game for the most part. But yeah, that is all I have for today's video. I'll try my best to get a video out tomorrow. If so, it's gonna be like one of those matchmaking the UFC 324 main card fighters. Um, but yeah, that is all I have for you today in today's video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and or night. I'm recording this at like 7:40. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.